with Lisa Miles for a little bit of a random chat. Firstly, hello, Lisa.
Hello, Paulie.
This is going to be a little bit different. We will do a little bit of a stable chat, find out how the stable's going at the end, what you've got going on for the rest of the week and that. But last Saturday night with the Hall of Fame Awards, great to see Bold David finally been inducted into the Hall of Fame. Firstly, for the family, and I know there's plenty of family, you're here as a representative, but a big congratulations. It must have been a great thrill.
Absolute thrill. And yeah, my mum, my brother, and of course my late Nana and Pa, who would have been absolutely stoked to know that this horse was inducted. So we're very chuffed, all of us.
They mean a lot, these nights. I was fortunate enough to interview Jimmy O'Sullivan to raise the awareness, for people to vote for him. It does mean a lot, doesn't it? And the history, and you say there, like 3 generations removed, if you like, from Bold David. But to get that recognition, it still means a lot, doesn't it?
It definitely does. And I think, like I said on the night, I appreciate it more now than I did when I was a kid, and being surrounded by such a nice horse and so many nice horses that Nana and Pa had. I was too young to realise that at the time, but I certainly appreciate it now. And all the other inductees for the Hall of Fame, be it trainers and horses, and it was actually awesome. It was something completely different for us, and the night was really well presented and well run, and it was a night of nostalgia, and there was nothing negative about it at all. It was great.
And they are a celebration going forward. I will touch on your Pa in a sec, but Bold David, what sort of horse was he for the people that don't know?
He was an iron horse, and in all honesty, he won the 1970 Inter Dominion, which I wasn't born till 2 years after that. But he was an iron horse and extremely tough and incredibly fast. And Pa always drove his horses that way anyway, so they were a well-suited duo. He won a lot of races and a lot of money in interstate. He was runner-up in a Miracle Mile and won that in Inter Dominion. And look, we couldn't be prouder of his achievements.
And your Pa always took pride in his presentation. He always, even going to Morong trials, and I'll touch on those in a sec, but on a Thursday night, like his gear was always presented well, immaculately, and he would have took so much pride. So he would have had so much pride. He would have had the shirt and the tie on, or getting the award on Saturday night if he was around to be able to do that. Absolutely.
And to Nana's credit, she did a lot with Bold David and was more the person on the ground that did all the back of the scenes stuff. And at that time, of course, it was Pa at the fore, but Nana did all of the track work with Bold David and had him presented beautifully. There's
a little backstory to him that he actually did break a leg, and back then, like you said, in 1971, so probably 75, 76, I don't know exactly when it was, I'm not sure if you did. The results, any horse breaking a leg wouldn't have been ideal, but Pa was able to save him.
Absolutely. It was at Kilmore one day. I don't know the year of it, to be honest. And I know Peter Ward drove him that particular day. Pa couldn't drive for whatever reason, but Bold David did break his leg, and Pa wouldn't have him destroyed on the day or any time thereafter. So he jumped the fence, got a couple of bits of bark or something like that, wrapped his leg up. And there are many photos which captured actually what happened at the time, and was pretty amazing, to be honest with you. And Mum, Nana, Pa rehabilitated Bold David, and I don't think he raced again, but he certainly lived to a very, very old age.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. They mean more than, like I do a segment, more than a horse. They are so much more than a horse to so many people, and that's, he gets a recognition now, albeit unfortunately he's not here to celebrate it, but he gets that recognition.
That's right. It would be lovely for Nana and Pa to be about to celebrate things like that, but on their behalf, my family, albeit very small, we do all recognise the lengths that Nana and Pa went to and what they achieved and what Bold David achieved. So
I know my history. I started junior driver, and Pa used to take the horses out there to Morong trials, and I used to drive a few horses. Yeah, shock and habit. The Royal Speed without the cushion. He would. I don't reckon I earned the cushion, so he wouldn't give me the cushion. But what you say is right, that you don't appreciate it when you're young. I knew I was driving for I won't say a legend. I knew I was driving for a very good driver, a very good respected horseman. But you don't actually understand it until it is too late, and it's one of the problems. I think it's with life, full stop. But especially in the history of the harness racing.
For sure. If Pa was around, and so many times now I sort of think, I wonder what Pa would have done, what Nana would have done, and Mum's very much a Bible on things of yesteryears and what Nana and Pa used to do, and will give me a great amount of advice from left field, things that I probably wouldn't think about in this day and age, which I'm very lucky for. But I was fortunate enough to drive for Pa as a junior driver, which was unreal. When I look at it now, was some of the best drives I had.
Yeah, no, the Suave guy, I think, was a trotter, was one of the last trotters from memory, and he was a very, very good trotter going there. Mum would have been proud.
Very proud, very proud. Mum actually had to say a few words, which much were discussed, which was pretty cool. And yeah, she reminisced, and it obviously meant a great deal to her for Bold David to be recognised and her parents to be recognised so many years ago.
I'd love to get the microphone and have a long chat. We've actually spoken about it a few times, but it's not that easy a job to do.
No. But I tell you what, once you get her started, she wouldn't stop. I think she'd actually really enjoy it.
Well, you might have to have a word to her and just see how we go. Congratulations to yourself, Dean and Petty. I think well done, because I think it's great, and I also well done the Harness Racing Victoria, because it does mean a lot, doesn't it? It does mean a lot to a lot of people.
It does mean a lot. And Bold David's had free-for-all races in the last, quite a few years, and we haven't really been, I guess, included in that. And I don't mean that in a negative way. Bold David was recognised, but for him to be recognised to the level of Hall of Fame is something unreal and something that we'll cherish for a very long time to come.
And inducted alongside Sinbad Bay, and Smoking Up, two legends. And some of us can remember, Smoking Up. Some of us can remember Sinbad Bay. Going from there, I know you can, because we've got the same year as we were born, so we will just leave it at that.
Yeah, not that long ago. So yeah,
it was one of those ones. If anyone's watching this and actually can tell me, wonder what happened to the Winfield Cup. It was one of those, because it was a race everyone wanted to win, and I want to know whether it's been rebranded, or if unfortunately when the cigarettes got the ban, whether it disappeared as well. I'm not sure.
Would have been rebranded for sure, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd love to know what race it actually is now, but that's okay. The team here, how's things going?
Slowly but surely is probably the way to put it. Doing quite a few pre-trainers, which I really enjoy. Quite like getting horses and working them up for bigger trainers, the bigger stables, and watching them progress from there on. I've got a few horses of my own, of course, that, looking forward to what they can do in the future. That Rumpelstiltskin, whom I bred, was never meant to be anything super special, but he's won 2 out of the 4 starts he's had, and I'm absolutely right with him. He's the stable star and the stable dag, I suppose, at the same time. Destrier's going super, a trotter that I was in the right place at the right time. That's probably the best way of putting it. And he's been a real challenge quite a few times. I nearly pulled the pin on him and said, no, look, you know what, it's going to be too hard for him moving forward, but just kept poking along, and he's run places for me. And his last start, he's won a race for me, and his last start he ran second at Melton and came from the tail end of the field at the home turn. And yeah, he's been a bit of a surprise packet, so he's a ripper.
You got a smirk to your face too, and it's nice when you can get those ones, and they bring a bit of a smile, a bit of upbeat, if you like, because it can be a tough game, and we're not here. We can say negatives if we wanted to, everyone can, but we're not here to do that. But we just want to promote the sport and what it means to people, and we put a monetary value on so many things, but just that smirk and the little bit of enjoyment that you can get from the right winner, sometimes we probably underestimate it a bit, don't we?
Definitely. I love a trotter, and I love a challenge of a trotter. I love a challenge of anything. And for him to see where he came from when he first came to me, to what he's managed to achieve, and the disposition of the horse changing was so rewarding. He's just a star in terms of his mannerisms and his personality around the stable, and to actually watch him change has been awesome and rewarding. And yeah, look, I don't think that one win will pull him up. I think he's got quite a few left in him. He's anatomically challenged, so of course there's always a risk that things can go wrong in the future, but for now we're really happy with him. Rumpelstiltskin,
horse you bred. It's actually funny, he was in the paddock literally over the back there for a long period of time. One thing you can't control when you breed horses is actually what you get. Fair to say you would have been scratching your head. You probably would have sat sometimes inside thinking, what have I done?
absolutely. I thought that more on more than one occasion. And early in the piece, he just wouldn't go. Would not go. Smack him on the bum and he just jammed the tail and say no. So I just kept putting him out in the paddock. And that's probably something I got from Corey O'Donoghue and the O'Donoghue clan that just said, just doesn't matter how late you leave him. And he's one of those. He's a product of that. Keep putting him out in the paddock, keep giving him time. And I give him his first start, just threw him in the deep end and he ran midfield at Shepparton one night, put him out for a period of time. His next start up was Swan Hill and he ran second. And I actually thought, at the top of the straight, we might have a crack here. This is okay. And then he won his next two after that. So he's been a bit of a surprise bracket. He is a serial pest. He will wreck everything in his sight. Or in my sight, basically, just to annoy me. But he's a dag, and I've bred him, and there's no pressure, and I think that's what makes it most enjoyable.
But that's, again, forget the monetary side of things. It's that enjoyable thing, and there's probably some things that are coming back into your mind now. You're thinking, I remember him when he did this, and I remember him doing that. I remember him just, and I don't mean I can say this because I'm not going to upset the owner, a little runt of a horse, and I was like, oh my goodness, what has she done here? Why even bother?
Why is something I've always, it's always reverted back to why. Why did I do this? But, Leon Ellison Miles folded him down for me, and he had a twisted leg at the time, and Lee said, geez, Lisa, I don't know how this is going to turn out. And I thought, that'd be right. But no, look, we progressed and we just had a crack and took our time, and he's a ripper. He goes okay.
He does go okay. Just quickly, Ludacris was okay the other night. She ran second, I think, from memory.
Yeah, she did. She ran second. She went great, actually, Paulie. She went super. Her Queensland campaign was outstanding. She's matched it with some of the top mares, and okay, she didn't win up there, but certainly wasn't disgraced. Really benefit from the trip, and as most good horses do, you take them away from home and they blossom and come home. And she was probably needing the run on last Saturday night, but having said that, she'll only improve. She's a really tough little critter, and I love driving her. She's awesome, so looking forward to bigger and better things. And
Kate's done an awesome job with her because she took a long time to win a race, and it was sort of, she progressed through most of the good races and everything like that. It really has turned around the last 12 months, maybe just under 12 months. It's things have really started to fire with her, and now, like you said, the Queensland Carnival, they were the best of the best mares going around. She's really starting to measure up.
Absolutely. She went through her last Breeders' Crown campaign, pulled outrageously and just very green and immature. And I think that probably a spell after that, and then working up towards going to Queensland and then coming home, having a little bit of a break now on the Vic bred, it makes them better. And she's just a little bit older, a little bit more mature, and beautiful pacer, and just you never say die attitude. And I love driving her.
No, absolutely. Lise, thank you. Chat to you all day. Very random one, as I said, but to yourself, Dean, Betty, and all the other family. I mean, you've all got siblings and that. Not sure if we've got Nays walking. We've got the next generation out there. He's meant to be running, but he's actually walking. I don't know if he's come past in the camera shot or not.
No. Alfie's training. He's a mad cricketer, and he trains every day of the week. So the nights he's got off cricket training, he'll go and jog around the track.
Yeah, I might get the camera on him, go down, put the camera on him and overlay it. I wouldn't do that to him, but
no, you'll probably get the finger if you do. Yeah,
he actually had the shirt up over the face. I think he might have a bit of sweat happening, but it does mean a lot to the rest of the families and that. And I think there's so many other people. So I think that's what I'm saying to HRV. And next year it'll roll around pretty quick. Start thinking about the people that can be inducted. I'm going to get into trouble. I will have forgotten someone. Can't believe my phone's not on silent. But there was Teddy Demler. Yeah. I'm in trouble. But
Lance no, not Lance. Smoking Up. Sorry.
Yep, Smoking Up. Bold David. They were the three horses. Teddy.
Bob Conroy. That was a cool thing, actually. So Anne-Marie spoke on behalf of the family and her sister, but Anne-Marie spoke, and she made mention of a Christmas card of Bold David that she received when she was very, very young too. And I've got this massive, Mum's got this massive scrapbook of all of the memorabilia for Bold David. And one of it is Pa dressed up as Santa Claus driving Bold David. So that's awesome. Yeah, really good.
It's actually because I remember how time changes. I think Bob, with the pacer of his, whose names escape me just at the minute, they ended up in a ticketed, like a parade at Dalesford, where they paraded. The parade ended up at the Conroy family farm. So there is so much other stuff there. David Aiken, well done. Yes. Duncan McPherson.
Here we go. Now we're remembering.
And there is one more that just actually left me. It left me again. I did have it, and it's just gone again. And I do apologise to that person. I shouldn't be doing that. No, I'm in trouble, but it doesn't matter. But anyway, they are great nights, and we need to celebrate those. But effectively here, it's well done to yourself and everyone involved.
Absolutely, and look, can't thank everyone enough for the nomination of Bold David. And the night itself wasn't a big night, but it was more on a personal level, and for that it was most enjoyable. And as I said, it was a lot of reminiscing and a lot of chuckles and a bit of banter, and very, very enjoyable for sure.
Lisa, thank you very much. Good luck. You've got a couple of horses racing. Can you get a winner this week?
Oh, you can only hope, mate. But Destrier's in tomorrow night. He's in a full field, drawn 9. Something different, being off the second row for us. Got 3 in tomorrow night, so if we can run a drum with the 3 of them, I'll be more than pleased.
Very good. Lisa, thank you.
Thanks, Paulie.